This is Jason's Electronics Repair. Welcome to my ER. Hello everyone, how's it going? Here we go, vlog style. This is another switch. This is going to be 1010. That's also 10 in binary, and it's number 10. So fantastic. So these are all the numbers for the board level repairs. If it's not a board level repair, it gets a different number. So, and different devices get different numbers also. So here we go. This is a switch I got from eBay. It's $90. It's from the seller that sells me the bad charge ports. So we are going to take a look at this here. The screen is not bad. It's got some minor scuffs on there, so we can live with that. It's not anything that is going to make me have to change the digitizer. Put our cloth down as we don't make the screen any worse. Looking at it, it is missing the kickstand. Charge port doesn't look bad to the naked eye, but I'm sure it's bad. I looked at these on a stream, just the charge ports. I don't see any signs of it being opened. Let's get on this camera here that I just unplugged. Thinking here. So let's do this camera here. Let's get the web camera off and turn on the one. Yep, let's turn that one on. Let's get this looking here at this port. So as you can see, it's damaged, not too bad on that side, but this side is mangled up. Hopefully I'm getting enough light in there and you can see that. So that side is mangled up bad. So this is definitely going to need a charge port. We're going to have to pull that off before we do any testing. So let's get this. Looks like they were blindly plugging it in with all the scratches and forcefully too. You can see actually round indentions of the charger being shoved in there. I'd love to see this charger after they did this and wondering if they plugged it into any other devices like their phone, and that needs to be fixed too. So let's take that off the screen. I really need to make a button for that. And let's get my drivers here. So I need my Y-Wing and my Phillips. So this is my Y00. So this is going to be a 3-part series on this here. Just trying to do a couple things. We're going to talk about some stuff as I disassemble this here. So we're going to take this apart. So I am in the process of starting a business here. And I'm basically, to get the funds, I am selling stuff that I no longer use, or stuff I designed and things like that. So I got that all on eBay, and I'm trying to put more stuff, like the stuff that was unopened that was sent to me that I didn't, well, it's a non-magnetic screw, so that's good. So stuff that was new in the box, I got all that pretty much sold, and that generated a good amount of income for tools and stuff. So now I have a bunch of stuff that's like bits and pieces that needs to be sold, and I've been trying to get a shipping computer. Not a shipping computer, I have a computer, but thing that prints the postage and the labels. And I found a company. I want to use stamps.com. They're not a sponsor or anything. I'm just going to use them because they send you a free scale. And their shipping printer has 2 labels on it, prints 2 labels, and that'd be also good for checking in consoles also. So yeah, so that's going to be interesting, and I'm going to put some more stuff on sale and hopefully skyrocket this business. So take that off. Looking inside the case, it doesn't look bad. I really can't tell. It's dirty. It's definitely dirty. That's going to have to get a good cleaning. So looking on the inside, all the screws are intact. I don't see any like scratch marks on it. So let's take this out the rest of the way here. We'll get that is broken, I believe. I believe that metal shield is broken. It is. So the metal shield is going to have to be replaced. It would probably be perfectly fine with without this piece right here on there, it would probably be perfectly fine, but I will replace the metal shield. I have extras. I have new ones, and I also have donors. So that makes me wonder if this has not been dropped, or it could have possibly been inside, someone been inside of it. So didn't miss a screw down here like I normally do. I'm getting the center screw. So someone could have looked in here and broke that off, trying to get it off, not realizing that well, that's pretty stuck. So take that off. That was pretty. Oh, and I forgot a screw down by the SD card. I always forget a screw. I was telling the coder the other day that I always miss a screw, and it always varies which one I miss. So heatsink pads, all the heat pads are there. Again, this is going to get replaced, so I'll use that. I'll cut that up and use it for heat shielding. So what? Okay, so it doesn't appear that that has been removed. So I'm going to unhook the battery here. Unhook the battery. I'm going to pull this heat shield off here. Y00 away. So we're going to get the heat shield off here. Now, I have heard different techniques on removing this mask thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set my air to temperature on my hot air station to, how low can it go? Can I do 125? 125. So I'm set it to 125. I'm at 70%, 70 out of 128. I'm going to lift it up, and I'm going to see if I can use heat to lift up this. I'm just going to see if this works. So it appears 125 doesn't melt the foam. I'm not putting it right up against it. So it appears the 125 degree air. A little bit more. There we go. So that does remove the sticker, the foam, pretty good, with no damage. So that was 125 air, 70 out of 120 to remove that, and that seems to be the way to go. Let me get a Q-tip here. So that was the first time I've done that. So yeah, that was the first time I used heat. I usually try to use alcohol and fail epically. Yeah, normally the alcohol fails and it doesn't work. So I'm wearing these ESD gloves just to test them out, you know, in case I need any laptop RAM work or anything like that. So we got that cleared off. I'm going to take a clean room wipe, dip it in just a little bit of isopropyl alcohol, and just shine that up right there, just like that. All right. So I know this is going to need a charge port, so we are going to go ahead and take out the board and pull the charge port off on this one. So we're going to continue to disassemble the board. So anyway, so I'm using the eBay funds to fund the business here. I still have a good amount of stuff to get rid of, and it does sell. It just takes time. So I'm hoping to have what I need by August, and then I should also have the website and the stuff like that. Website, the mail-ins, the shipping thing should be set up this month, hopefully. So got the game card reader. It looks okay. It doesn't look, I mean, it looks a little dusty, but we'll take a closer look at that later. So just get the fan out. I'll pull these. I'll pull the fan connector here. I like to get the fan out, and then I like to do all the ribbons, and then pull out the board. So that's how I do it. So it's an interesting venture. You know, I'm retired. You know, I did, 20 years in, rebuilding boards and old CNC equipment and things like that. So this is, it's not anything like basic skills that I need to learn. It's just a different thing, designing and manufacturing from a new perspective where you can just use a stencil and put all the paste on, and then just place the components, and you're good to go. And then you have the board. You actually have the board made if you got a little bit more time, or you can make it in-house, develop a circuit board, and you're good to go and test it. And then if it works, have it made professionally. So there's just a lot of different options. But with this, it's all basic troubleshooting, and that all is a similar set of skills. But the difference is the micro soldering and the amount of heat you use in your equipment. And when I was first watching videos of people doing this, they would always not tell you, like they would go out of their way to not tell you what airflow or air temperature they were using. And that was like, well, I know I have to adapt it, but give me a starting point. But doing it's not one airflow air temperature for all types of rework. I rework something in the lab, and you just put it in a reflow oven, and you can pull the parts off, or you just make a new board and wipe it, and then just replace the components. Or most of the time it had to be redesigned. Traces were too close together, or it didn't fit. Even though you tested it 4 times, it still didn't fit. There was some cap, or the S&D component you have in stock is not what they have in manufacturing, because you didn't update your inventory supply every day. Oh, we don't use those caps anymore. Well, thanks for telling me. So I got a design that uses these caps, and now I have to use these caps, and the size is different, or it's going to cost extra to do it. So a lot more of that than what goes into the microsurgery that is game console repair. or any kind of like phone repairs. I'm learning phone repair and all that stuff. So we're going to assume that this LCD and housing is all good. So we're going to put that in the case. We're going to put all the components that we know are good. And I'll keep that out because it's not going to be used again. So now we just have some screws and so let's put the screws away here. So I organized my screws. I put all the silver screws along with the headphone bracket in one, and then I put the fan screws, the back cover screws, and the slot screw in one. Then I put the motherboard screws in one, and then I put the two rail screws and the non-magnetic screws in together, and I use a 4-compartment. The reason I used the 4-compartment is because I had some oval ones that were pill containers that I was using, and they only had 4 compartments. So that's where I am on this. Let's take a look on the board here. We will use the new scope. Let's turn it on. I haven't done a switch video inspection with the new scope. Let's make sure it is working. Big scope. Okay, so there we go. Let's zoom out here. And let's focus it for you. That's pretty focused. Is it focused for me? Yeah. So we're starting up here by M92. Just zoom in a little bit. That lighting is bad. Okay, so we got M92, no corrosion, looks good, no missing components. We got our fuse filter. Got our BQ area, no damaged connectors. Battery connector looks good. Little dingy on this cap here. I think it'll be fine. I don't want to do any tests until I get the port off, but I just like to do an overview, see what I have to work with here. Here is your max IC for your CPU voltage. It's a DC to DC buck converter. Here is another one, DC to DC buck converter, that converts the battery voltage down to a lower voltage for the NAND or the eMMC. So see, what resolution does this have? This is an HCC CPU 20. So it does not have the diode arrays. Question is it a hackable? So we have our LCD driver, I believe. This inductor here is a mystery one. Someone has asked me for that value, and I don't think I can pull it off without destroying it. So I'm going to have to figure out what's going on, because if I use heat, even from underneath, these things normally break apart when you try to take them off. So I'm going to have to try to figure that out. So we have our power and fan, our GAN card reader. PC looks good. Then we have up here is this is our anti-piracy chip for making sure you have legitimate games, and that is tied to the board. So we can go back out here in case we see anything. So just doing a nice visual inspection, making sure we don't have any corrosion or anything else other than that charge port. So caps look good. So P13 doesn't look too bad, nothing blown. I believe that's the audio, the Realtek audio. Let's check over here. This is our fuel gauge, another max chip. A lot of max chips on this board. So no diode array there either. So what do we have here? We have side A, which is odd that this is side A. So it's an HAC CPU 20. You know, sometimes they send me revision 1, version 1 boards, and then sometimes they send me these. I guess this might be 2. I'll have to look it up. I'll put it in the next video part because this is already 20 minutes. So we did our visual inspection. In the next video, we will pull off the port, and we will get a new port on there, and then we will do some testing to make sure it's all good, and we will move on from there. Thank you guys for watching. You can support me by visiting any of the links in the description below. Any little bit of help is greatly appreciated to help me start this business and get more independent and not just have my retirement. Thank you guys so much, and I hope everyone has a fantastic day.